I'm getting a little excited about this Canadian election. I think I could have a little bit of fun. Um, the Liberal Party, I don't know the guy's name, never was good at anybody's name. They're all the same. They all look the same to me. But this one particular guy is saying that he's going out having one on one meetings. Now, I was involved in politics 20 years ago when I started this little campaign, Impeach Mulroney, where we can actually impeach one of our prime ministers if they're not acting in the best interest of our country. Went a little national. Ended up the same year that we were looking at changing our constitution, Meech Lake. And we started a Spicer Commission where people got to meet and have town hall meetings. And I hosted one of those with one of the commissioners. So there's the little challenge. The election's a little far away, but I challenged the leader of the Liberal Party to a few of my questions. And let's have the interview at your place. I'd like to compare what your house looks like and to what my house looks like. And one of the questions I'd like to ask you is, why are you living so much better than what I'm living at? If I work twice as hard as you are, and I'm twice as smart as you are, should I be running for prime minister and not you? Would you step down if I was smarter than you? There's a little debate. And would you hand over your house and all your earnings if I turned out that I've matched, double matched everything you've done? Anyways, I think we need a little bit of a visual to keep things really, really simple, because I have one guy that's posted on my channel that thinks the Canadian economy is doing really, really well. Here's some food for thought. There's a global depression. Nobody wants to use that word, depression. Every single war that we are at is for oil. BP oil, lots of toxic chemicals that is affecting Canada. There is a food shortage. Remember the last depression and sort of see what happened there. Um, Japan, lots of nuclear waste going off in the air nonstop, no end in sight for that one. So there's a few global things going on in our world today. HARP, for one. Let's sort of see what HARP is used for. Is it just a little experiment? Let's see what they're experimenting on. And chemtrails. If we're really, really concerned with what we're putting in our atmosphere and taxing for global warming, or let's see what are those chemtrails are all about. Some farmers want to know, and it was farmers that started seeing different things in our clouds. And trust me, if you're a farmer, you watch the weather constantly. You know what clouds are. You know when they change. You're a master at it. You don't have to be a computer expert. So here's the visual. If Canada's economy is doing really well, what creates poverty? Now, here's 10 toothpicks. Let's say that they represent the entire global population. Now, if everything was equal, each person has 1 penny. Let me do this rather quick. So, this is the perfect world. Everybody has the same amount as everybody else. Now, let's just say one person is really, really manipulative and controlling and gets everybody to give over all of their money. Every single thing they own goes to this one person. All of these people are in poverty, and this one guy is not. Now, this has been a slow progression, and it's global. But what do you think that says about Canada if Canada is doing so well economically in a global economic collapse and we have free trade? It is a matrix that we're completely attached to. We have third world countries, a lot of suffering in the world, and this one politician is saying, we'll get our kids educated. We want to get your kids' minds early as possible so we can brainwash them into doing everything that's friggin' wrong. You know, just because we can doesn't mean we should. You know, but we have better ways if we are so interested in doing what's right in our country, because the torture we put out into the world is torture we put on each other. We practice here. But we're going to educate our kids to be better lawyers so that they can manipulate the globe better. You know, we're going to make them CEOs, psychopathic CEOs that are going to go and dominate the rest of the world. You know, we are going to be the ones that do everything good, which is going to put a target on our back if you get the whole friggin' planet against you. So, the causes of poverty. When you have too much wealth, consider yourself a psychopath. That's too much wealth, too much power. So, if this debate, we should debate whether anyone has too much power, and what's transparency look like. Healthcare. If you're really, really concerned about people's health, then we should look at the causes of why people are not healthy and cure the causes of everything. We don't need more doctors that are giving out pills. We need more doctors that can diagnose behavior that creates illnesses like cancer. You know, actually point a finger and say, ah, yeah, that company is putting too much toxic waste out there. It's killing people. We need people like that. Those are the new types of careers we should have, not safety agencies that don't seem to get it right. I manufactured cars. Uh, Safety, you know, those blow up things, what airbags. They were some of the things that I produced in cars, and there was no. We had safety people and seals of approval and shit like that, but we didn't pass no test. You know, they blind eye. Lots of really, really bad shit going on in the cars that we manufactured, but they were sold as safe, government seal of approval on there. So I know that I can go into my grocery store and see friggin' a cheap bottle of nail polish. Half of the bottle's full. Half of the bottles on the shelf are half full. The other are half empty. So what is in the label, they can't even get the weight right. Do you really think they can get any of the other ingredients right? And that took months, practically a year's worth of complaints, and I'm pretty sure after a month it'll go back to the exact same problem. There's a whole pile of products out there that we don't know what the hell we're buying. So we can be doing an awful lot better. We can change massive changes in our education system. We shouldn't be training our kids what to think, but rather how to think. Because right now we are training them to memorize and become like robots. Our children are masterminds, and we shouldn't be controlling their minds, but letting their minds be a little bit of free to create things we should be creating, not things we shouldn't be creating. And it's the dulling of the mind, probably because of so much toxic chemicals in the air. It's affecting lawyers and professors that they ain't able to see straight right now. They're probably got a little bit of a mental illness going on there, that you can't see doing the right thing is looking a lot different than the way you think it is. Healthcare should be a lot cheaper, as long as we don't hire doctors that are just handing out pills for a pharmaceutical world which owns all the pennies. You know, it's a corporate structure. Anytime a corporate structure dictates what should be done, it's going to be dead wrong. So as long as you've got any kind of power base, and free trade destroyed us, because if you don't give the tax cuts, if you don't get, you know, these people with the money to spend it here in Canada, they'll spend it in another country. So we should be buying locally and producing locally, and if we do business in any other country, they should be better financially off because we're there, not less financially beneficial because we're there. We shouldn't create third world countries. We should not be involved in some of the horrible, horrible things that are going on this planet. And Canada's doing good. It's either you need to look that we are the psychopaths on the planet and we need to get ourselves straight, start doing things that are right, start within our country, and then start supporting every other country. Otherwise, we go down as the psychopaths. And I live here. I am Canadian. We're happy and loving. I wonder if we're psychopaths or have the ability to actually do what we say and say what we do. Peace out.